Hello, Park Place students. It is such a privilege to speak to you today about one of the most beloved stories in the Jewish tradition. The story, as I'll tell it to you today, is adapted from Rabbi Sarah Sabatin's version. Long ago, before even our grandparents' were alive, the land of Israel was ruled by a wicked king named Antiochus Epiphanes. King Antiochus counted many Jews among his subjects, who lived their lives according to Jewish custom and tradition. They celebrated Shabbat and Sabbath, or the day of rest, and marked the harvest festivals of Passover, Sukkot, and Shavuot. The Jewish people worshipped at the ancient temple in the city of Jerusalem. This temple was the holiest of places, the center of Jewish life. But King Antiochus didn't want to rule over a nation of many religions and many cultures. He wanted to rule one nation with one religion and one culture. He wanted all the people of his land to live the way he lived and to pray the way he prayed, according to Greek custom only. This meant he didn't want the Jewish people to dress differently or worship differently or eat differently. Under King Antiochus, the practice of Judaism was completely abolished. He forbade the Jews from celebrating Shabbat. He forbade the Jews from observing the festivals. And he also forbade the Jews from reading or studying Torah. But perhaps worst of all, King Antiochus forbade the Jews from worshiping in the temple. And he turned the holy temple into a place that became very unholy. It was a real mess, and he set up all of his idols and altars to the Greek gods inside. Many Jews were afraid for their lives, so they felt forced to follow the king's orders. But one group of brave souls decided they would not submit to the king. They would not worship foreign gods or give up their Jewish way of life. This group was called the Maccabees, and they were determined to take back their temple and defend their religious freedom. The Maccabees were led at first by a man named Mattathias, then later by his son Judah. Compared with the king's army, they were small in number, but they were mighty in spirit. With faith and relentless determination as their guides, the Maccabees won a stunning victory over the king's army. They fought hard, and against all odds, they won. The Maccabees successfully took back the temple from King Antiochus, but they were heartbroken to discover that the king had not taken care of their holy space. So they got to work cleaning and purifying it. They removed all the foreign idols and altars that the king had set up inside, and they lovingly cleansed every inch of the temple. Then, on the 25th day of the month of Kislev, the Maccabees held a glorious rededication ceremony. The word Chanukah actually means dedication, and it comes from the moment when the temple was triumphantly returned to the Jewish people. The most famous story about the rededication comes from the Talmud, one of the Jews' most sacred texts. In the Talmud we read that when the Maccabees walked into the temple, they found only enough oil to light the menorah for one day. But miraculously, that small amount of oil lasted for 8 days, which is exactly how long it took to make the new oil. So today, the celebration of Hanukkah lasts for 8 days in honor of the miracles that occurred so many years ago. We light 8 candles on the Chanukiah, 1 candle the first night, and 2 the second night, and so on and so on. We eat latkes, which are potato pancakes, and I know that you've had those, and other foods fried in oil as well, like one of my favorites, the donut. We spin the dreidel, whose letters remind us, Nes Gadol Hayasham, a great miracle happened there. You see? Nes Gadol Haya Sham. A great miracle happened there. And in Israel, when they spin the dreidel, they have the letters Nes, Gadol, Haya, Po. Po instead of Sham. Po means here. A great miracle happened here. We also give and receive chocolate gelt. I know you've had this too. It's delicious. And often exchange gifts as well. With every Chanukah candle that we light, we illumine the most important messages of all. That we must always work to find the light in the darkness. And we must always work to keep the light of religious freedom burning for all people, for all time. I hope that you've enjoyed our time together as much as I have. There's only one other one that I wanted to show you. Recently, there's begun a new tradition that we've learned to actually add a 9th candle, a 9th night, to our counting. Some have added it as a way of honoring the Shamash. This is the helper candle, the one that helps to light all the other lights, as a reminder and a thank you to all those who've helped us through our lives. Thank you so much for being the amazing human beings that you are, for being giving, caring, compassionate young people. May you continue to always follow in God's footsteps and walk in God's ways, bringing and sharing your light with all those around you. I really wish that we could have been in person today, but I know that we will very soon be together. I wish you a happy Chanukah and happy holidays to all of you. Take care and stay safe. Mwah.